Hi everyone, and welcome to a slightly different video. It's what I thought I'd do is going to be in two stages, this video. I get a lot of questions, as a lot of you will see in the comment section below videos, and I do answer where I can the questions, obviously, and some questions may relate to a razor I don't own or never used, and quite recently that happened, and I say, you know, I can't answer this. Somebody may who owns the two razors you want me to compare, or whatever the question was, will answer it, and it did. They did, you know, they answered the question below, and that's fantastic. That's what I like about this this sort of shaving family of us on YouTube. And first off, I've said this many times, as everybody knows, you can tell by the production of these videos, I'm not an expert in any shape or form in shaving. It's just a hobby that's turned into an addiction, like a drug addiction. I mean, you ask my wife, she thinks I'm weird, you know. So well, she thought I was weird before I made videos, but I said I'm not weird, I'm eccentric, I'm unique. You won't marry another one like me. And she laughed. No, in seriousness, some questions I need, like the second part of this will be all to do with creating the lather. I had a question in a private message, because I get a lot of private messages and comments, you see, so some questions you won't see, obviously. This chap has struggled to create a good lather, and he said he's followed many videos, and my videos, you know, even watched the how I create lather video I made, to no avail. So he thinks he's missing some small detail. So what I'm going to do in the second part of this video is, in as much detail as I can, create a lather as I do it, exactly as I do it, because I don't film, mostly I don't film the creating of the lather, because it takes so long. You know, I don't want to bore people sort of just standing there. I know it's part of the enjoyment for a lot of people, but well, that's just me, that's how I do it. But anyway, the questions, little things, and this is where I thought I'd do this video discussing different questions and answers, and mainly it's to do with sensitivity, irritation, razor burn, and just to point out these little things. You may think, if someone's coming into this way of shaving, double-edged razor shaving, from either electric razor shaving or from the multi-cartridge shaving, you have a bit of a shock. You know, you see these people shaving like me in a video, and you think, oh, I'd love to do it, looks easy that. But 9 out of 10 people have a bit of a shock to see how sensitive their skin is, and some people are put off after the first go, just, oh no, it's too severe for me. But and this is where I think this video, I have to make this video to explain. You can't explain some things in comments, writing. You're better off speaking to someone. And what I'm just going to say is, someone can create, like this chap that sent me the question, you could use something like maca root. Now, maca root is, to me, a very luxurious, silky, slick, rich cream, and I always use that with aggressive razors normally. I do videos using other soaps and creams, just for the sake of doing it, because I want to try the soap. But if I'm using, especially if I'm using a new razor I've never used before, aggressive, I will always go to the Macaroot, because I know that gives my face the protection. Now I could give someone that tub of Macaroot and say, right, go and have a shave with that. It's quite easily done, where they can use the Macaroot, create fantastic lather, apply it to their face, shave with it, and have severe irritation or razor burn. Then they think I haven't created the lather right, or it's not good cream, which isn't the case a lot of the time. So you may think you're rubbish at making a lather, you're not doing it correctly, and you may think the soap or the cream is rubbish because of the razor burn. And then you'd ask yourself, well, what's that idiot on YouTube saying it's good stuff when I'm here, you know, burning away? Sometimes it can be little things in the preparation, especially if you're coming over to this way of shaving. For example, one chap sent me a message saying about this. He had terrible irritation after shaving the top of the moustache area, and I think his neck area, which is a lot of sensitive areas for a lot of men, me included. And he said no matter how he did it, he would have irritation here and here. And he left a message stating the fact. To which I replied, do you add any pressure? And I've said this many times, do you add any pressure to the razor when you're shaving? Now, he did two things. He tried the technique I use on the moustache area, which is to start sideways. So you start going across, instead of just going straight up on the third pass. You've done the first pass straight down, you've done the second pass, which is across, and then you do the third, which is up. And that's where it can hurt. So he followed what I do and started sideways on the third pass, and then gradually turned the razor upwards. And he also added no pressure, which is easily done. You don't think about it, you just, especially if you've used multi-blade cartridge razors, you can press all you like. You have to press with them to get a decent shave, especially when they've been used once or twice. But he overlooked that, and he consciously thought about it when he was shaving, no pressure. So he just guided the razor, and he said it reduced the irritation unbelievably, and especially here by following that little step. So it just, what I'm trying to say is little things do matter. You may think, you know, wet your face before shaving, rubbish. And then you get this plucky, dangerous actually, because if you don't wet your face and prepare it, the razor can jerk and judder because it's jumpy, plucky. And if it does jump, it can cut you, or you know, it can be quite nasty. So I will always say that if you have problems with sensitive skin and you're trying everything, just try, you know, don't leave the little things out. Prepare your face, hot water as you can stand, hot flannels, whatever you want, you know, if you've got the time, hot water. If you're suffering from very sensitive skin and you're starting out the shaving, I would apply shaving oil. Just massage it in after you've wet your face. Massage shaving oil into the sensitive areas, or the whole face, whatever. But I would concentrate in the sensitive areas, the neck and the moustache. Then apply the lather, making sure it's mixed correctly. You know, you want it to peak, sort of thing, creamy, or as creamy as it'll go. And no pressure to the razor. Make sure the blade is new or clean if it's second hand, and there shouldn't be any problems. Then leave out the cologne if you're if you're coming into this way of shaving. Just rinse with cold water. Use a bit of witch hazel instead of cologne. Rinse your face with cold water. bit of witch hazel, and then good moisturising cream. If you're worried about sensitivity, maybe have a look for something with no alcohol in the moisture cream, or look for a natural product, you know, with no sort of ingredients in it, just natural ingredients. You know, it's not rocket science, but little things do matter, really. So I've gone on long enough now. On to the second part, which is how I create my lather from when I walk into the bathroom, basically. So we'll go over to that now. Okay, so we've come up to the bathroom now, and I've just walked in. There is a small piece of shaving soap. This is Arco, and what it is a piece I cut off the stick, and I just place it in the bottom like that. Just press it a little bit, and then normal brush, standard brush, I run the tap on hot until it gets the hottest it can. And normally you can't touch it. There you go, that's it, that's hot, right. So what I do is, you can do this two ways. You can fill the sink and soak the brush in the hot water there, or another way I've discovered is to fill the scuttle. So fill the scuttle, so with hot water, as hot as you can get it, and then just soak the brush. And this is the stage I'd go for my shower now. So I'll come back in 10 minutes, or it'll be 1 or 2 seconds in this video. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes now, and that's what it looks like. You can see the soap has started to sort of mix in with the water on its own, so it's just quite warm now. So what I do is get my brush, as you can see it's dripping wet, just shake it, 1, 2, 3 in this case. You want it wet where it's not dripping. It's wet but it's not dripping. Right, put that one side. I tip some of this out now. Just leave just a little bit around the puck, if you can see that, just a little bit. Then get my brush. This could be a bit too much water, but because the soap's there, it'll soon thicken up. So then just start, and you can see straight away what's happening. Just keep going now. As you can see, it's very airy. Very airy, keep going. Pressing down on the soap, I do. I mean, you can cut a piece or shave pieces of soap and put them in, which I've done in the past, but I tend to do this. It works every time. It's a much better way. Now it's getting really thick and creamy now. And an important thing I find is to mix this, the frothy bit if you like, the airy bit, mix, 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 mix. And this is a lot of the time why I don't film it, because it takes so much time. Now as you can see it's still airy, but it's losing the air slowly. Keep pressing. So when you're mixing round, sometimes you'll press down on the puck, like that. Press, 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 and then mix. Even this stuff here. Doesn't matter about it overlapping over here, don't worry about that. So, keep going. You can gather it, bring it back in. And this is a standard soap. There's nothing added to it, there's no no glycerin, nothing. Get it all back in and then mix lightly and then go down, mix it up. And this is Arco soap, so it's just a standard soap. Keep going, gather it in. You can see there's much more than what you need really. But as you can see now, hopefully, it's starting to peak. You see that? You see it on there. Still a few bubbles in it. All you do is carry on mixing. But the basic thing is to keep mixing, and then when you're ready, when you're happy with it, now for me that's good enough now, because if I show you, there's way too much here really, but you can see that droplet, can you see it? There, it's peaked. There's still a bit of air in there, but don't worry about that. And this then, so I mean look at that classic, you see this? Look at that. So it's like a cake mixture. And this will last the whole shave, because somebody said they can get it to this stage to start off, but as they shave and they come back to it, it's gone. So just remix it up, mix it up, keep it going. Give it a bit of a mix before your second application, on your second pass. And the same again before the third. Now as you can see, that's a lovely peaked thing. So you'd apply this now to your face. And again, as you apply it to your face, you're mixing it up again. So and that's how I create my lather. Obviously, I mean look at this, look at that, you can't beat things like that. Lovely thick creamy soap. The more you mix it, you know, treat it like a cake if you want. But that is fantastic, and that's how I create a lather. If you wanted it more slicker, thicker, as you get used to making lather like this, you can add a bit of glycerin, just a quick tip, mix it up, and you'll tell when you've mixed it up, you'll say, oh that's just right, or that's too much. It'll come naturally. So that's it. So we're using a standard shaving scuttle. I like using this one with soaps because it's got a ridged edge. Standard shaving cream, shaving soap I should say, and this is Arco, same with palm olive, anything like that, it's the same thing. And as you can see, this I'll show you the lather now, it's fantastic stuff. And there it is, nice thick and creamy, and that will last in the bowl throughout my shave, 3 passes. If you think it's going down a bit, there's no law in saying mix it up again. Just give it a couple of swirls, it'll be back as it was. So I'll just rinse off and I'll be back with you now. And incidentally, I've got shaving stands, but I don't have them in here. So what I do after a shave, I open the window and I put my brush, just hook it up in this mirror upside down and let it air dry before I put it away. And that's what I do with my brush after, if it's any interest to anyone. So that's it, that's from start to finish how I create my lather with shaving soap. I mean, cream's much easier. Blob of cream, wet the brush as I did there, shake it so it's wet but not dripping, and then create your lather with a you know, sort of thumbnail sized blob of shaving cream. If you feel you need it more, if you want it thicker, creamier, add a bit more soap. Or if it's watery, add some more soap. Mix, but don't, you know, mix it well. My water here is hard water, and I don't use softeners, filters, anything like that. It's as it comes out the tap. And as I say, I'm letting this dry now. This is the puck I used there. Just a thin slice of Arco in the bottom, and then soaked the brush for 10 minutes in hot water. Drain most of the water off, leave some just about the same height as the puck, and then really start mixing it in. It'll be watery to start with, it'll be aerated, lots of bubbles. Keep going, mix it round, press on the puck as you're doing it, which is gathering more soap onto the brush, and then lightly mix like a whisk, like you're whisking cake mix or icing or something like that, cream, with a brush, and then as it spills over, gather it, put it back in, mix it, keep going until you get to that thick, peaked standard, really, to that stage, and then you're ready to apply. Wet your face and apply and shave as normally, and that lather doesn't dissipate, it doesn't disappear, anything like that during my shaves anyway. It works for me, and so that's it. So thanks for watching. I hope it's helped some people and answered a few questions, and I'll see you in the next shaving video.